Hello children, let me welcome you to the virtual class of the Brihan Mumbai Mahanagar Palika. My name is Shraddha teacher. Children, we are in the middle of this COVID-19 pandemic, and because of that we are not able to go to school, but that doesn't mean we are going to stop learning. So we are going to do many lessons which are very interesting from your textbook through the virtual class here. So let us do a lesson in English today. So come on children, let's start a lesson in Standard 4th English today. And the name of the lesson is lesson number 24 in your English textbooks, The Laughing King. Now children, if you have your textbooks, please open your textbooks and come to page number 54. Now, when you open your textbook and you come to page number 54, you will realize that this particular lesson is a little different from the lessons that we have done till now, isn't it? We have done lessons in prose where we have read different kind of stories. We have done lessons which were poems where we have read parts of poetry. Okay, we have also done some lessons which were based on practical things. Now in this lesson children, we are going to understand what drama or play is. Now drama or play is also a very, very important part of learning English language. So now what is a drama? What is play? I'm sure all of you have done dramas and plays when you were in school. Okay, now this particular year, because of the COVID pandemic, we have not been able to go to school. But otherwise, when we are in school, sometimes when we are studying the poem, Jack and Jill went up the hill, the teacher makes one of you Jack and the other one Jill, and then you stand and you become Jack, you become Jill, and you sing the song. Okay, so that is called as doing a small play. Now, this particular lesson is the story of a king who was actually cursed by a witch. Alright, now we will understand what the meaning of witch is also later. But this is a nice, interesting story. And what have they done? Instead of just putting the story in front of you, they have placed it in front of you or presented it to you in the form of a drama or a play. Okay, so what is a drama? A drama is nothing but a story which is acted. So who are the people who act in this drama or play? They are the different actors. We also call them as characters in a drama or a play. Alright, suppose you're doing a play about Mickey and Donald. So one of you, the teacher will make you Mickey, then the other child, the teacher will make him Donald, and then you will act like Mickey, you will act like Donald. So what will you become? You will become actors in a drama, or you will become characters in a drama or a play. Isn't it interesting? So for every drama or a play, you have a story and you have the actors or the characters who will act in this drama or this play. Alright, let us try and understand something more about drama. So where is drama performed? Where do people perform plays? They perform it on the stage. So have you ever been to see a drama? Have you ever been with your parents to see a play? Sometimes during the festival of Dashahara, we see Ram Leela being performed. Okay, there is a big statue of Ravan on the ground, and then one person becomes Lord Rama, the other one becomes Lakshmana, and then Ram fires the arrow into Ravana. So even that is a drama. So most of the dramas are performed on a stage. So you can see here, there is a stage and people who sit in front of the stage and they watch the actors, they are called as the audience. Okay, so for any play, you have a story, you have characters, you have a stage, and of course the most important people, they are the audience. Audience means people like you and me who go and watch a play. Alright, so this is one more important aspect of a play, that is the stage. And then children, you will see that in any play or any drama, there are different scenes. Now in our play over here, that is the Laughing King, there also you will see different scenes. Now scene means what? Setting of a play. Now you can see people sitting here. The audience, can you see them? You can see the stage also. And on the stage, see, you will see 2-3 people standing, and behind you can see some buildings. Okay, so these people are on the playground now. All right, so this is the, in scene 1, all the actors are on the playground. What about scene 2? So you will see the same people sitting and watching the play. All right, but here the scene has changed. Now the actors are inside a palace or something. So see, actors are the same. The stage is also the same, only the scene has changed. Scene means the setting of the drama has changed. Alright, what about scene 3? Again the setting has changed. See, this is some other setting where the actors have all become animals. You can see a hen there, you can see 2 rabbits there, one with a carrot, and just take a look at the audience is still the same. Alright children, so in a drama, you have a story, you have characters or people, you have a stage, you have audience, and you have various scenes also. So this is a small background of what a drama is. So when you learn English, children, we learn lessons in prose, we learn lessons in poetry, we learn lessons in grammar, and also sometimes we may have 1 or 2 lessons which are plays. Now these plays give you a very, very interesting opportunity to act it out. So after we do this entire lesson, after you understand what the story is, probably what you can do is you can act this play out with your friends. Alright, or with your brothers, your cousins, etc. Okay, so that will be your assignment. Carefully understand how the play is progressing so that you can act it out. Alright, so let us start by understanding who the characters in our play are. So who are the characters in our play? The first character is a king called King Leonard. So he is the first character in our play. Then we have another character who's a little evil. And what is her name? Her name is Witch Grieselda. So we have a king and we have a witch. These are the main characters in this play. That is, the story is about these 2 people. You can have many other people also in the play along with them. Alright, you can have other people also who may be playing different characters, but they may not be that important for the play. But who are the main characters? The main characters are those people who are very, very important for the play. Alright, now come on, let us try and understand what the story is about and how the story started and what all things happened during the course of the story, and finally we will see what happens towards the end of this particular story. So in the first scene, now I told you but before that let us look at who a witch is. So who is a witch? A witch is actually a imaginary character. She is an imaginary character. In real life, you do not get to see witches. So a witch is an imaginary character who is thought to have magical powers. Okay? And this witch is almost always a woman. And these powers are mostly evil ones, so ones which cause harm to others. Alright, so this is about the meaning of a witch.
Now let us go to the first scene or scene 1 in our play for today, that is the laughing king. Now scene 1, like I told you, the scenes can be set in different places. So scene 1 is set in the king's garden. So the king has got a beautiful garden around his palace, and the king enjoys spending time in his garden. So in the first scene, you will see that King Leonard is taking a walk in his garden. And what is he saying? He's saying, "What a bright sunny morning. How colorful my garden looks. Ah, how sweet the flowers smell. Now, who is that hurrying here? Isn't it Griselda the witch?" And then suddenly you can see Griselda. She is walking in hurriedly. Hurriedly means very fast, fast, fast. She is walking. And what happens, children, when you walk fast sometimes? You trip and you tend to fall down. So something like that happens in this case also. And let us see what happens. In her haste, she slips and falls into the puddle. Now what is a puddle? Look at the puddle there. The puddle is the place where which Griselda is fallen into. So what is a puddle? A puddle is a place which is like a hole and which has got wet mud in it, water in it. So our king, King Leonard, is walking happily in his garden, and he is also admiring his garden, and he's saying, "Oh my God, my garden is so beautiful. The flowers smell so good." And suddenly he sees Griselda coming, and what happens to Griselda? Griselda walks hurriedly and she slips and she falls into the puddle. Now, children, it is a common thing that when someone falls, we of course rush to help that person, but we also feel a little bit like laughing, okay? It is not that we are making fun of that person, or we want that person to fall, or we are happy that that first person has fallen. It is nothing of that sort. It is just that when someone falls, we find it rather funny and we laugh. Okay? So there she slips and she falls into the puddle. And what does our king do then? Our King Leonard looks at her and he starts laughing. He says, "Ho, ho, ho, ha, 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 how muddy her face is, how wet her clothes are." So see, she's fallen into the puddle, so all the mud, all the water has gotten onto her face and body. So her face has become muddy, her clothes have become wet, and she's not in a good condition. So when you fall and someone laughs at you, naturally you will feel very angry. You will expect that the other person should come forward to help you. But when that doesn't happen, what will happen? You will feel very, very angry, isn't it? So in the same way, what happens? Griselda, she scrambles out of the puddle and she comes limping towards the king. So what does Griselda do? Somehow she scrambles, means she finds her way out of the puddle and she comes limping. Why limping? Because maybe she got hurt when she fell down. She comes limping towards the king. And do you think she's happy now? Do you think she will shower praises on the king? Or do you think she will be very upset that she has fallen and instead of helping her up, the king is laughing at her? Yes, so she was very cross. She was very angry. And what did she say? She said, "Shame on you, King Leonard. You laugh at my fall?" What does she say? That I feel very ashamed that you're laughing because I fell. And then what does she do? She curses our king. She gets very angry because the king is still laughing. So she curses or she casts a spell. So can you see these shiny, shiny stars. So she does some kind of magic. She does jadoo. Okay. And what does she say? She says, if you like laughing so much, may you laugh all the time. And she says some magical words. She says, Zung Mung Shung. May you laugh all the time. So that is a kind of a curse which Grieselda gives to our King Leonard. Why? Because she does not like him laughing at her fall at all. And so what is the curse, or what is the spell, or what is the magic that she casts on King Leonard? She tells him, if you like laughing so much, may you laugh all the time. And then she says, Zung Mung Shang. And the magic works, and our king starts laughing. Ha ha ha, he starts saying. And which Grieselda, she quietly goes and she sits under a tree and she starts wiping the mud off her body. So this is the end of scene 1 for us. So as far as this part of the story is concerned, in scene 1, what all things have happened? The king is taking a walk in his garden and he comes across, or he meets this witch called Witch Grieselda. And you will see that Witch Grieselda, she is in a hurry. She wants to go somewhere, and she trips and she falls inside the puddle. And our king, he can't control his laughter, and he goes on laughing. And what happens because he's laughing? She gets very, very angry. Okay, the witch, she gets very, very angry, and she curses him, and she says, may you laugh all the time. So that is how our story has started, and as it progresses, you will see that we will get into scene 2. So now what is there in scene 2, or where is the place where scene 2 happens? So scene 2 happens in the palace of the king. So now the king has been cursed, and now he's going from his garden and he's entering his palace. Okay, so now the setting is inside his palace. But remember, he has not stopped laughing. King Leonard can't stop laughing. So he is continuing to laugh and laugh and laugh. Okay, now what happens is, when he is in his palace, he has his queen, he has the princess, that is, his family is there with him. So now his queen comes to him. The king is still laughing when the queen, who has been looking for him, for the king, she comes to him. And what has she done? She's got something special for the king. She comes with a plate full of cakes. And what does she tell the king? Won't you taste these special cakes I baked for you? But then she gets a doubt and she says, why are you laughing? Suddenly she sees that the king is laughing. So after saying, won't you taste these special cakes I baked for you? She says, by the way, why are you laughing? What's funny, dear? Won't you tell me? And saying that, she gives the cake, the plate of cake, in the hands of King Leonard. And Leonard can't stop laughing. So what does his wife say? She says, stop laughing, dear. You will drop the plate. You won't stop. So this is so funny. Imagine your mummy is coming to give you some food and you are continuously laughing. And you take the plate from your mummy's hand and you drop the plate and you drop the food and you drop everything and make it a mess. But he cannot stop laughing. Now the queen doesn't know what the secret is, but we know the secret, isn't it? The king has been cursed by the witch. Now the queen doesn't know about this, so the queen gets very annoyed and the king continues to laugh and the plate falls from the king's hand. Just like she had suspected, the plate falls from the king's hand, and what happens? See, the plate breaks up into many pieces. And along with the plate, you will also see that the cakes also fall to the ground and now they are of no use. Okay, all the cream gets wasted and the plates are broken and the queen gets very, very angry and she gets very, very hurt also and she starts crying. She says, "Oh no, you have broken one of my best plates and dropped my cakes. Boo hoo hoo, boo hoo hoo," means she's crying now and she's howling, she's crying loudly. Why? Because he has not stopped laughing and the plate has slipped from his hand and it has fallen to the floor. But does King Leonard stop laughing? No, the king continues to laugh. So you will see that the king is continuing with his laughter. He goes on, ha ha ha. And can you see the expression on the queen's face? The queen is already sad that the plate has broken and the cakes have been spoiled. And on top of that, the king is going on laughing. So now she is not only angry, but she is hurt also. And she is almost on the verge of tears. That is, she is going to just cry now. She will start crying any moment now. It is at that time that Princess Cynthia comes and sees her father laugh and her mother cry. So this is the princess. What is the name of the princess? The name of the princess is Princess Cynthia. She comes and she sees that her father is laughing loudly and her mother is crying. And naturally she will feel very bad, isn't it? So she tells her father, "Father, we can hear your laugh all over the palace. But why are you laughing? And that too when mother's crying over her broken plate." She said, "My mother is crying, you have broken her plate and you're going on laughing." But the king cannot control himself. He is still laughing. So he continues to laugh. Ha ha ho ho. So he is still laughing. So Cynthia consoles her mother. She tells her mother, "Mother, never mind." She says, "Never mind, Mama. I'll pick up the broken pieces and try to mend the plate. So I will try to stick the plate and give you. The cakes are already wasted. We cannot do anything about the cake, but at least I will try to see that your plate is mended and you get it back." So this is the way Cynthia consoles her mother. Then let us see what happens. Cynthia starts collecting the pieces of glass. Now you know this is a very dangerous thing to do. Sometimes when you try to collect pieces of glass, they prick you and there is a wound then on your finger and blood starts oozing out. So immediately when she picks up the pieces of glass, what happens is she cuts herself and she says, "Oh, I've hurt my finger." See, she's hurt her finger and blood is oozing out of her fingers. So what do you think she would want her father to do? She would want her father to console her, isn't it? To say, "Oh, you've cut your finger, come on, let me apply some medicine to it." But does anything like that happen, children? No. Why? Because the king is laughing. The king starts laughing louder. He goes on laughing. He says, "Ha ha, ho ho ho." And the daughter is very, very hurt. Cynthia is very, very hurt and now she's angry also that her father was not only laughing at her mother, but now he's also started laughing at her. So Cynthia gets very angry. She gets very hurt and she starts staring at her father angrily. Can you see how Cynthia is staring at her father? She's very angry with her father now. And now she wants her father to stop laughing immediately. And what does she ask? She says, "Father, how can you laugh even when I've cut my fingers?" And even she starts howling and crying loudly. She starts crying, "Boo hoo hoo." She starts crying. Okay. So now see, the father has hurt the mother, the father has now hurt the daughter also. Two people are crying because of King Leonard. But do you think the king has done this purposely, on purpose? No, he's doing it because it is a curse which has been placed on him by witch Grieselda. He says, I should stop laughing. He realizes, he says, I should stop laughing. But I cannot. Ha ha ha. And then he says, let me go and consult my council of wise men. Ho ho, ha ha, they'll know what to do. So now the king has decided that what should he do now? He should go and he should consult his council of wise men. Now every king, children, every king is helped by the wise people who are the ministers in his court. Now this king also decides that I will go and I will consult my ministers, the wise people in my court, and I will try and get some help from them so that I can stop laughing. Because if I continue laughing like this, I don't know how many people I will end up hurting. So now you can understand that the first scene was over in the garden. The second scene started in the palace of the king. And now the king is going to meet his council of wise men. So we will be very soon stepping into scene 3, where now the king will consult or meet in his courtroom with the wise men in his kingdom. Alright, now children, we have been seeing that this is a rather long play. So what we'll do is, we will break this up into 2 parts. So in today's part of the lesson, in today's video, we started by understanding what are the various kind of lessons that you learn in English. So we discussed that we learn lessons in prose, we learn lessons in poetry, we learn lessons in grammar, and also sometimes we learn how to do dramas and plays. We saw what are the different parts in a drama, and then finally we saw the story of King Leonard and the spell or the magic which was cast on him by witch Grieselda. We saw in the story that witch Grieselda, she came hurrying towards the king when he was in the garden, and she slipped and she fell. And the king, instead of picking her up and helping her, what did he do? He started laughing at her. And that is when, out of anger, Grieselda cast a spell or a magic on King Leonard. And then we also saw how King Leonard suffers because of this magic spell which Grieselda has cast on him. So he is helpless. He laughs at the trouble which is caused to his wife. He laughs even when his daughter gets hurt. And now towards the end of this video, we came to a point where now he wants to get some help. So now he's decided that he will consult his wise men and he will try and see how he can solve this problem. So we are entering scene 3 here, children. So let us stop here now. When we meet next time, we will start and continue with scene 3, and we will try and see what happens in the remaining part of the story. So what all more harm is caused by King Leonard, and is he able to solve the problem? Are the wise men able to help him? So you will have to wait a little bit more in order to know all these answers. So I'll be coming back very soon with the next video on this lesson, and then we will meet and we will discuss all that. So it is just for now. Thank you.
So children, now you have watched the video. So after you watch the video now, you will have to complete a few simple tasks. Now you might have watched the video on your computers or your laptops or your mobile phones. Now after you watch the video, what will you do? You will please go to the description box which is given below the video. So what is the description box? See, the description box looks like this. Alright, And after you go to the description box, you will see that there are a few questions there. Now, what are these questions about? These questions are about the lesson that we just learned or the video that you just watched. So what will you do? You will think back properly about the lesson and you will try and answer these questions and note down the answers in your notebook if you want. Okay? After that, we have another task waiting. You will also click on the link which you will find in the description box to fill up the Google form. So now what is the Google form, children? It is nothing but a simple form. There are a few simple questions there about the video which you just saw and also about yourself. So these are the tasks now that you will have to complete after you watch each video. So children, wasn't that a very interesting lesson? I'm sure you learnt a lot of new things in this lesson. If you have liked this video, please hit the like button and also subscribe to my video so that you will get to see all the videos which I keep posting regularly.